The gun you're seeing today is available on the DAI Leisure website. Thank you for watching. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome. It's test and review day for the Artemis P15. Artemis, of course, the goddess of hunting. Is this gun good enough to be classed as a hunting gun? There's only one way we'll find out, and that's to put it through its test today. How our test works: 23 metres away down the garden there, I've got 2 targets at the moment. The first target, there's 5 cards. You'll get 10 points if you hit the red in each of those cards. Each of those targets, sorry. On the second card, standard target card, 5 shots will be taken at it. If you get 5 bullseyes, you get another 50 points. So that's 100 points you can win out those first 2 cards. Third card is called the rings. The top row, there's 4 rings and they're worth 5 points each if you can get in the centre of those. If you get in the centre of the bottom one, which is our bonus shot, that's worth an extra 15. That's why we call this our 135 test, because that's the score you can get. Then we'll put it over the chronograph, and then I'll give you more reviews on the gun and see what I actually think about it. So, shall we get this test started? Let's get him out there. Okay then, let's get on our first shot. This gun is matched with QYS pointed pellets. It's the one that came out best on test with it. Let's see how it goes. Shot 1. Yeah. Shot 2. Yeah. Shot 3. Yeah. Shot 4. Yeah. Shot 5. Just, I think. I'll have to check on that one, but it looks okay. We're going to the second card. Oh, that's a flyer. I think that one might be just in. Well, I'll go count the scores upon those 2 cards and we'll get set up for round 3. Well, 99 points scored off the first card, but he seemed to be wandering off, so I'm getting a bit worried for him here. Hopefully he can get his 0 back. First shot, card 3. He's a miss. He's going to struggle here, I think. He's all of a sudden lost everything. I think he's just about got that one. And again, miss. He needs the bonus now to pass. Ooh. Wow, he gets the bonus to save himself, but my God, that was close. I think he scored 25 out of the possible 35. That gives him a 124. That is a pass, but I really don't know what went on there. He seemed to go low and then come high, and well, I really don't know. I think it's something to do with the magazines. I don't know if you noticed now, as soon as I put the second magazine in, the shot started to go high, and never really recovered till about the 3rd shot. Might be wrong, I'll do some bit more testing with that, but he scored a 124 he scored, which is a pass. It's not too bad. It's quite apt that the chronograph is our next test. Is this the reason why the gun is fluctuating with its height? Is there some fluctuation in the power that's coming out the gun? Let's find out. Shot 1. 230, that seems quite high. Shot 2, 230. Shot 3, 230. Shot 4, 232. And shot 5, 231. So 231 was the middle one there. We'll take that, we'll add it up and we'll see what we get. But there's definitely no, shall we say, fluctuation in power. It seems spot on the button with its power. Okay, well, what are the scores on the doors, shall we say? Our projectile pellet, which was the QYS pointed pellets, they're 8.4 grain. The 231 meters per second turned into feet per second was 757.8. That gave us a power output in feet pounds of 10.71, so it's just slightly underneath the 11 foot-pound mark. And the energy expressed in joules was 14.53. So it's okay, it's good enough with its power. Now let's take it through and have a little bit of a review on the gun. That's our P15 fully tested and chronographed. Did quite well. A 124, we've had guns that have scored a lot less, so that's not a problem. And to be quite honest with you, because of my size and length of arms, I do find it hard to shoulder it into my shoulder light when I'm shooting this, so probably somebody with a shorter frame stature than myself could have probably done better with it, to be fair, so I'm going to be honest there. But 124 is nothing to be scoffed at, it's a good score. Started off well and then all of a sudden it seemed like there is a veer in power. I have a feeling that this might be better with its single shot tray, which we have here. As you can see, it's a large item, but I have a feeling that it might be better with that. We've had a few guns in this last league, these last few tests that's coming up, where the magazine has been a little bit of a hindrance more than anything else, and it, when you struggle to load a pellet, it sort of damages the skirt, and you can see it veers it off, and it's a bit of a shame really, but you do need your magazine to work, because obviously if you're out in the field, single shotting sometimes is just not going to work. You do need that magazine, and that's what you buy a multi-shot gun for, to be honest with you, is so you have that capability to shoot from your magazine, shall we say. Either way, it's got through, scored a 124. It'll be a little bit worrying for it, because there has been a couple of guns that have hit a 135 coming up into this next battle league, so that might be a little bit of a worry for this gun. Its lightness doesn't help it in some ways. It's a great little lightweight gun for anybody who's in a close quarter situation, but sometimes the lightness means that it's not steady on whatever you're resting it on, especially when you're loose resting. If it was clamped it wouldn't be a problem, but I just loose rest on this here, so yeah, it could be a small problem. Power wise, 10.71, it's not the worst, it's okay, about normal. Don't forget this is new as well, it'll probably free up over time, so probably a little bit more will come out of that. I believe these are quite a tight barrel. The shrouded barrel on this, by the way, I believe there is adaptations you can make to put a silencer on it. I would suggest it may need it, to be fair. It's okay, but would I say it's neighbour friendly? Probably not now. But yeah, it's something there to think about. If you can adapt it, I probably would put a silencer on it. The scope I've used in this is one of the eBay friendly ones. They're working okay. I've got them on a few of the guns, to be honest with you. They don't seem to cause a hindrance or a problem. Seem to work well. So yeah, no complaints there with the scope that's fitted to it. Trigger on it, again, nice and predictable, so there's no problems with the trigger, and that's straight out the box. I've done no alterations to it. Safety catch on this is fitted just inside the trigger. There's a little silver button there if you can see it. Pushed over to your right hand side makes it safe. Pushed where it is now, which is out towards your left, it's open to fire. Cocking lever on it, again nice and smooth. The magazine's load in a strange way, you should say, but as you can see there, these magazines are not the greatest. They do stick, and they have an habit of the pellet falling out and jamming inside the actual barrel, which is just what I've showed you there. I've only moved this gun onto the cradle for this review, and obviously like just a little bit of movement about has rattled the pellet into the barrel, so they're not the greatest. That's the magazine that comes with these. It's a rotating type. The first one you put in from the back and you load it in skirt first, and then swap round to the other side and obviously load them as you normally would. I had to buy an extra magazine with this. They only come with one. I don't know whether I may be in future with this gun, because I think it's the magazine that may be the problem. Just use the single shot tray with it. I will see. I'm going to do a little bit of a session later on here with just a single shot and see whether it's better than using the magazine. But all in all, the P15, it's not an expensive gun. It is lightweight, it's very lightweight. I wouldn't think you're looking at more over 3 pounds in weight, maybe 3.5 pounds in weight. That's non-scalped, and that is relatively light for any PCP gun. You've got a 250 bar fill inside the capacity tank on this, which I think is 180 cc. I would say you're good for about 100 shots, maybe 80 with a 177. And there's not really much more I can add. The only thing that I would add is you do feel the odd rough patch every now and again on the stock, but then again you're not talking about £1,000 gun, so you can't expect, I suppose, absolute perfection. The only roughness I'm feeling is as you come out the curve, it feels a little bit rough just in that bottom corner there, like it's not been sanded properly and finished off properly. Still feel a little bit of roughness of the wood, but I think that's being a bit picky, really, if I'll be honest. All in all, the gun's done well. I would recommend, when I tell you, I think they're quite good for maybe a female shooter or a junior shooter because of their size and their weight. I think for somebody of my stature, over 6 foot or anything, I think you're going to struggle sometimes to pull it into the shoulder, because the trigger, if you have a look, your arm's very bent up to shoot it, and ideally you would like to be somewhere near there with your arm, really, not sort of here. But that's why I would suggest it's probably suit a female maybe, or even a junior. But it's a personal preference thing. Some people probably would like with their arm cramped up to their body, but for me I would prefer to be a little bit further out. So yeah, I'd probably suggest, I'd give this a thumbs up, but I'd give it a thumbs up because I think it's pointing more at maybe a junior or a female. I know a lot of adults do use these, and fair play to them if they can, because they're quite a cramped gun to use for me personally. That is in my opinion. Obviously other people have their own opinion on that. But they're not a bad gun to shoot at all. You know, it's done well. I mean, a 125, it saved itself hitting the bonus shot at the end, because it was going to be struggling to make its 110 otherwise, but it pulled through. And yeah, it gets a thumbs up, but I'm afraid it's probably not for me. It's probably for somebody, as I say, a little bit shorter. Thank you all for watching. See you all in the next one, which I believe may be the Edgar Brothers XV2, I think. I'll see you in that one. Bye bye now.